Laurel Grove Cemetery. In 1853, the city reserved 4 acres in the new Laurel Grove Cemetery for Savannah's African American community. This new burial ground replaced an older black cemetery located near Whitefield Square. Pastors Andrew Bryan, First Colored Baptist Church, and Henry Cunningham, Second Baptist Church, were among those whose bodies were moved to the new location. Here are buried many of Savannah's prominent black leaders, educators, civic community leaders, masons, politicians, entrepreneurs, and religious leaders. Later increased in acreage by the city, it continues in use today.
This is an older tree where we have to walk up into it to see how and where, I don't even really want to bring it up, but when they hung black folks from these branches and everything, the moss to me is tears, from the folks that they hung from these trees, and it's a real, it's just a feeling you get when you walk through here. Just a feeling that folks' lives was taken for no reason. For no reason. Because of they say, I say. As I say, they say, I say is when a white woman accused a black man of looking at him back then. The imitative was before there was an imitative. This has been done. And hung black folks, taking away their properties, and just desecrating their bodies for no reason, beating them, burning them, and it's wow. This place here is being passed on as a historic spot because they don't want them to know what happened here, how they was brought into this area and beaten, discarded. Oh, wow, it's crazy. It's really, like I say, these trees tells a story. And as we go into it further, you'll see more, but we have to really go into it. That's why half these trees can't be taken down, because they won't budge. These hundreds of years, these trees have hundreds of years on them, older. Oh, wow. It's a sight, but as we can walk into more, I'm trying to remember exactly where these trees were at, but they was in the back here. Eastern Star. Have a lot of political history. Civil rights activists are here and everything. People who voice their opinions, as we say, and been just brought out here and done away with. This is a tree right here that has, this is another one right here that my grandfather had told me about. And they said that he was telling me what he knew from coming over here from Carolina, coming off of the Fusky Island. And when he first come over to Savannah, which he came on horse and buggy. And He said it was just sad scene for them to come out here and find these things and seeing a body tied up to the tree, hanging from the tree, or burnt against the trees. So trees don't fall because of their history, what has been accorded to them. Okay, as we can see, as we go in closer or something, we might see some more. Like I say, these trees done stood for hundreds of years. They're not giving away. The branch done fell. This tree here was one of the trees they used. Hang. They probably put 2 of them on a tree at one time. As long as we get by the older trees, you see more. So we had more down there. They took and moved a lot of them. Some of these trees can't be uprooted. They're not going to fall on their own. This is a cemetery. They name all these. This is what they call beautiful. I call sad. You know. Reason why they don't want them cutting trees in Savannah, because of history that they have in them. This, and I don't like it. No one did a documentary out here of this area that I haven't seen. No one does it. Me, myself, I'm not too, let's say, modern technology to doing documentaries and things like that. But we need someone to at least speak on it. Tell the age by the trees, because as far as it goes up, you see how more of the age of it comes out. Oh, excuse me. Remember, none of these trees was full. As it gotten older, that one over there was leaning down. Most of them was leaning down just because of the weight of it. Turn. Basically, we have to look farther up to see it. Basically, you have to catch the top part of it to see any of it. Because as you remember, as the trees aged on, they went more and more up. Tree. So this one over here. As that tree had gotten older, those the type of trees they take and tie black folks to do whatever, beat them, chop them, whip them. Thing. So, like I say, this place is bigger than what it is. It used to reach all the way out towards the highway, and one man owned a lot of this property and bought it and gave it to the city for him. But they didn't want a lot of things tore down here. No, the tree came later.
Most of these graves are late 1860s, 1880s, 1890s.
Mm-hmm. Their birth.
People were born in the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them. And as they go back,
So your grandfather used to bring you here?
my grandfather, my grandfather, he came through here as he was showing me property he had bought here as the plots and stuff he had bought for the family. And we drove through and he was like, it chokes him up to talk about it. Used to. I think He said when his brother had to leave and go up north because they was looking to kill him. And let's start from.
This tablet is erected to record the demise of Reverend Henry Cunningham, founder and subsequent pastor of the Second African Church for 39 years, who yielded his spirit to its masters on the 29th March 1842, aged 83. Hmm. 1737 to 1812. 1746 to 1799.
Let's say as we go farther back, you see a lot of older stuff, and it's where they need to clean this up some more or whatever. But if you blast it, you'll take away most of the words or whatever. Quartermans. This here was 100 years old right here. In July 1888 to December the 5th, 1988. History doesn't pass itself on like it used to. When your grandparents could have tell you what was going on back then and everything that was happening.
That's why we have to tell the stories.
Yeah,
There's
have
a
to
generation
keep it
of us that have to tell the stories because you know the stories.
Because we know it and pass it on. A lot of the times I have to tell them the history of my family, where our name came from, because it's different. You won't find it as much in Savannah as you would in Carolina, and you will find it mostly in Brazil. And a lot of folks don't know that was a big slave port trade there. and everything. And my grandfather, the one told me about that. Him coming over from his land, being brought over to the Fusky Island, before he came to Beaufort and settled in Port Royal and everything. So a lot of this here been knocked down. All the trees was taken out because they needed to make room. Like I say, the trees they can't remove, they went around it, grind them up as much as they can. They had to take that tree down because I don't see it. A lot of this became a cemetery later on, probably by 1990. After Bubba Denegard had all of this as used car parts and everything in it. See, come back right here. Them lines in the trees don't grow like that. Like I say, you have to look up more to see where they had hung them at. See, even gashes like that, it's the ones they tied them to. And because the tree was so young at the time, that's why it had the imprints in them. Now as they got older, they didn't close up, they spread it out. Start their own form. Because of leather whip cutting into wood, think what it does to the body. This. Excuse me. There's a lot of folks be at peace out here though. It's so relaxing out here. You just come and sit. You reminisce. A lot of that's over here is the new parts of these trees was replanted and everything. But you can tell your older trees from your younger trees.